this year the government is changing the mode test criteria, meaning hundreds of thousands of cars will no longer need one. The move is aimed largely at classic and vintage cars, and will mean many existing vehicles will no longer need to take a pass-the-road worthiness test. Critics have argued the move will increase the number of unsafe cars on the country's roads. Here are the changes as put forward by Breakdown Cover Service Green Flag. What are the changes to the MO? Currently, owners of all cars registered after 1960 need to put their car through the annual MO test. From May 2018, cars that are more than 40 years old first registered in 1978 will no longer need a MO certificate. This will continue on a rolling basis, meaning the following year it will be cars first registered in 1979 and so on. Why has the government made these MO changes? The government believes cars that are 40 years or older are of historical interest. Because of that, it thinks these older cars are well maintained voluntarily, as the vast majority are owned by enthusiasts. T also claims older cars aren't used regularly, and when they are used, it's usually for short journeys. Changing the exemption to cars that are 40 years old also ties in with the current car tax rules. And modern cars are very complex, requiring increasing levels of computer diagnosis. This means garages frequently aren't set up to test much older cars. What will the impact be? At the moment, there are 197,000 vehicles on the road that don't need to have a valid MO certificate. By changing the year when a MO is needed, a further 293,000 vehicles are expected to be added to the list. That is around 1% of the number of cars on the road. It means now 490,000 cars will no longer have a MO certificate. However, the onus will be on the owner to ensure their car is roadworthy. Will it mean more unroadworthy vehicles? There were concerns from road safety campaigners that the number of road accidents might increase because there would be more unroadworthy vehicles. However, figures suggest only 3% of all accidents are due to vehicle defects. In addition, Department for Transport stats show that in 2015, 215 people were killed or seriously injured in crashes involving vehicles first registered in 196,177. In the same year, there were 160,385 deaths and serious injuries in crashes involving vehicles built after 1988. What about other changes? The government is currently analyzing the results of a consultation paper. This asked whether a car's first MO test should move from 3 years old to 4. There has already been a strong response to this. The vast majority of people are against it, and if the stats are correct, rightly so. According to the government's own figures, 1 in 6 3-year-old cars fails its first MO. That means there would be 385,000 cars running around for up to 12 months that aren't considered roadworthy. Testers claim most fail because of poor maintenance by their owners. Unsafe brakes, lights and tires are the reason for the majority of failures.